Marvel Cosmic Invasion might be the best beat 'em up we've had in decades, and I don't say that lightly, guys. Tribute Games didn't just make another arcade throwback like Shredder's Revenge and everything else that's been coming out in recent years, guys. They may have just created the new gold standard for the entire genre. Right out the gate, guys, this game shocked me, not because it's good, but because it's way better than it has any business to be good. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, though, hit that subscription button because we're going to get into this, guys. I've been waiting to talk about Cosmic Invasion, guys, and it's finally here. Tribute Games might have just topped themselves in every single category possible when it comes to a video game. They're already known for defining the modern day beat 'em up with Streets of Rage 4, Shredder's Revenge, so they were in good hands when they got the Marvel Games license to make this game. It doesn't just follow the formula, though. It pushes the whole entire genre forward in ways that I genuinely didn't expect, guys. There's replay value, the combat has tons of depth, there's character variety. This thing might actually be the most complete beat 'em up currently available. So let's go ahead and talk about the gameplay. The game feels incredible. The controls snap immediately, guys. The movement is clean, and the tag team system, that's the real breakthrough. It's basically the perfect merge of Marvel vs. Capcom tag mechanics and classic arcade beat 'em up flow. Tagging mid-combo, swapping during aerials, extending strings across the entire screen. All of this gives Cosmic Invasion an identity that no other modern beat 'em up has at this moment. And the roster, let's talk about the roster. That's the real game changer here. There's 15 playable heroes. Most beat 'em ups can barely have like 4, maybe even sometimes 6 different characters that there's not much of a differentiation other than the way that they look. Going into this, I was like, okay, how are they going to make these 15 characters each feel unique? Well, Tribute Games delivered. Every hero plays differently. Spider-Man has elite mobility, web slowdowns. She-Hulk is pure brute force, wrestling throws. There's Rocket Raccoon has mines, gadgets, randomized explosions. Captain America is a parry master, shield control, perfect all-rounder character. Then you got Jean Grey, Silver Surfer. You have the whole list is here, guys. There's like Ghost Rider, random characters. Also, that's the fun in it, that there's a lot of different variety of characters in this beat 'em up. And in a beat 'em up, variety is the spice of life. Each hero has basic attacks, special attacks, unique attacks, distinct defensive options such as dodging, weaving, blocking, a personal passive, and an actual combo identity, guys. They're not just reskinned versions of the same archetype. They all feel unique, handcrafted, and that's what's good. Now, let's talk about the tag team chemistry here. There's a lot of replay value, a lot of replayability. You pick 2 heroes per run, guys. Each one plays differently, so the combinations are endless. You can have Spider-Man again that slows enemies down, while She-Hulk might smash everything. Or Rocket could set traps. Captain America could knock enemies into them. Jean Grey could lift enemies, while Surfer vaporizes them. This is why you keep replaying. It's basically built for experimentation. It literally feels like no beat 'em up that I've ever played previously. And because you have 15 different characters, the combinations are endless here. I personally went with the Wolverine and Captain America combo. I just went and just beat 'em up and threw around everything. Now, there is character progression. Yeah, the characters level up, but this progression system doesn't ruin the classic vibe, guys. It's not an RPG by any means. You'll cap your characters at level 10 pretty fast, and then you'll be able to unlock a move or a passive or a skin. So it's pretty easy to unlock stuff to get your characters, I guess, a little bit more leveled up. Now, there is stuff like damage numbers that are optional. You could turn them off if you hate them. I personally found them pretty helpful. It's just enough progression to make replaying feel rewarding without drifting into a grind, right? You don't want a game like this to feel like a slog, because sometimes beat 'em ups do feel like slogs. Really repetitive, boring, kind of tedious if you're by yourself. This one doesn't have that. You know, this doesn't feel like TMNT Arcade. It actually feels enjoyable. The stages are stacked with mechanics, guys. This is another area where Tribute Games straight up just killed it, right? Every stage has its own gimmick or hazard. There's environmental traps, security systems, interactive obstacles, breakable barriers, holes that you can knock enemies through, a wide mix of enemy types. You got shield enemies, aerial enemies, elites, ranged units, so it doesn't feel repetitive. It's way deeper than that old school walk right and punch type of gameplay loop that a lot of older beat 'em ups do. Again, tribute games went above and beyond to switch it up just a little bit here. And most importantly, the bosses, they feel like real bosses, not just the jump at them 3 times and hit them or jump kick them until they flash and then you just randomly kill them. There's actual mechanics, guys. There's patterns to read, blocks that you must time, environmental attacks, punish windows. There's different phases. You know, it's actually a lot more entertaining, especially during the boss fights. And there's voice acting too, so you'll hear the characters talk in the middle of the battles and stuff. So it really makes you feel like you're in the action, right? There's a lot of stuff that this game takes from classic gaming, but the bosses actually add on to it. And that's a unique thing because a lot of times boss fights feel half cooked. Half cooked. So arcade mode, let's talk about that. It's a different mode and it actually feels like a complete second game. You could turn off modifiers or turn them on, like classic difficulty. You could put 4-player enemy scaling when solo. There's special moves that cost HP in the 90s. There's a lot of stuff. If you go to the vault, you can actually get arcade modifiers. And these add on to the arcade mode and it makes it feel unique. Story mode, of course, has cutscenes and extras and unlockables and stuff like that. But the vault allows you to unlock music, character files, gameplay options, stage modifiers, difficulty, multiplayers. It really feels like its own experience. My only critique about arcade mode is that you can't save mid-run. Okay? You have to play it all the way through. Campaign, story mode, you could save and you can come back to it. But arcade mode, you can't. Multiplayer, though, is the best way to enjoy this game. You can have up to 4 players because each person has 2 heroes. Certain fights could put 8 heroes on the screen. It's the kind of co-op that Tribute Games is known for, and they nailed it again. Playing this with a lot of people makes the fun enjoyable. Growing up, I remember there was Captain America and the Avengers in the arcade, and I thought that was a wonderful game. It had Vision, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Captain America, and back then it kind of seemed like Marvel as a property wasn't as popular as it is today, especially with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Captain America and Iron Man at like all-time peak popularity now. Vision and them not so much, but that old school Captain America game was one that I thought was really good in the arcade. Then you also had the X-Men arcade game that had like a 6-player arcade cabinet at one point, I want to say. Definitely a 4-player cabinet, but that one was also really fucking good and classic. But as far as like Marvel beat 'em up games go, we really hadn't had one in quite some time. And this one feels like it's a combination of everything that we've played in the past Marvel-wise, including the fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom with the tag team mechanics and stuff. You could tell that Tribute Games really wanted to make a solid Marvel game, and they did it. A lot of games that are licensed with the Marvel brand tend to feel a little half-baked. There's tons of different genres of games and stuff, Marvel-wise, but we really haven't had much in way of beat-em-ups that have been this solid or this memorable. And I'm really not trying to glaze the game, but I can tell you guys right now, Cosmic Invasion was definitely a surprise that caught me. It caught me completely off guard. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Now, I personally played it on Game Pass Ultimate because it came out day one on there. Now I am considering going out and purchasing this game physically, possibly for the Nintendo Switch 2, because I'm pretty sure it's not a game key card. It's an actual physical cartridge with the full game on it, and I think it's like in the $30 to $40 price range. So this game is not too expensive, but for the right amount of content that this game has, the replay value, I think 30 is a pretty fair price. It might be a little bit above an indie title pricing and a little bit below, like a standard video game title. It's right in the middle. It's kind of a little bit of a lower tier premium price, but again, for what you get here, I feel that there's more than enough content to justify that $30 spending. So I'm going to probably be checking it out on the Switch too. Again, it has that classic arcade feel to it that you saw like in Shredder's Revenge and Streets of Rage 4. And the Marvel property was fantastic, especially when you have 15 characters and some of them are unlockable. And the story has a lot of twist and progression, and you can choose branching paths and the levels. There's all sorts of combat mechanics that you could just discover by pushing this. It's not your standard beat 'em up. It's not half baked. They did a great job putting this together. So bravo to Tribute Games. I'm actually really impressed. And for being day one, I don't see enough people talking about this game. I saw a couple people review it and talk about it, but this is exciting. And, I, again, am a Marvel fan. So seeing this, growing up with what I had in the 90s and in the arcades, having an experience like this on your console at home is just delicious. And it's long overdue. So I'm enjoying it. So let's give the final verdict here, guys. Cosmic Invasion shocked me. This is, without exaggeration, Tribute Games' best work yet. Maybe the most complete beat-em-up of this generation. If you love 2D brawlers, arcade classics, Marvel characters, co-op games, this is an instant day one pickup. It is on Game Pass Ultimate if you want to go ahead and go check it out. It's also on Switch 2, PlayStation, you name it. Tribute Games didn't just make another retro throwback, like I said. They advanced the entire beat 'em up genre. So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like so it can go out to more people. I'm trying to grow the channel, trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. So I would appreciate it if you guys consider subscribing. I will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. Peace out.